Good day. I am down at the allotment and going to be doing the third in our series of videos about our move from a plot further down the allotment to one directly next to our first plot on the allotment. Joining the two up gives us one full plot, one traditional full plot. So I think that's going to help enormously on timekeeping during the summer and watering and all of that type of thing. There's quite a lot of work to do. The plot has not been well maintained for over a year, and last time what we're going to do is go down there now and have a look. It is the most glorious day today. It's Saturday, Saturday the 18th, I think it is, Saturday the 18th of January. Haven't done any work down here for almost 3 weeks because of all of the rain and the grim days that we've had in January in the UK. So I'm going to show you what I did last time and what I hope to get done today. Fingers crossed. As I say, it's a gloriously sunny day today, so there is a sun shard coming in here. So last time what we did is we took a line from down here right up to line up with the corner of the first plot that we had when we moved to this allotment. Then we moved all of these beds which were completely out of line. We moved them all up, dug out the soil, and have aligned all of these beds. You can see that's a nice neat line. The issue that we have now is that I can show you on this one, the beds need leveling. I come here, so you can see that this side is actually lower than that side there. So we need to take soil out so that these beds sit flat on the ground. We are going to take out this verbascum at the same time. If you have a look over there, you can see the sunlight coming in under that one. So all of these beds need to be leveled. The site does slope a little bit. So up here, it has a gradient sloping down to there. And then again, the site for the allotment falls away. So down there is about, I think it's 1.6 meters lower than the top up here. So I'm not going to worry too much about all of these beds being level with each other. I do want them as level as possible on the soil, but I'm not going to worry if this bed, let's say, is an inch higher than that bed when it's finally in. So what I'm going to do now is move these beds away, because I need some space to be able to move these around. So I'm going to move these beds away. But before I do that, I'm just going to tell you what else I'm going to do. All of these have been measured out. So I'm happy with all of these gaps, if you like. So to ensure that these edges, these sides, that way, and this way here, this way here, stay in the right place, I'm just going to put bamboo at this corner in the ground and a bamboo at that corner in the ground, and then I will know that where the bamboo is here, that's where this side edges up against. Where the bamboo is there is where that side edges up against. So I'm going to get on and do that now. this is now leveled off, or it's leveled off to my content. It's there's still a little bit of give. If I come over here, it's pretty solid. There's going to be cardboard under all of this, so the cardboard will also it'll most probably have something like 3 layers of cardboard under here, and that will add sort of like another 3/4 of an inch. But obviously as the cardboard breaks down, the bed will actually fall a little bit. So I'm happy with this. I've just bolstered this corner a bit because I took a bit too much from under there. So yeah, that's now significantly flatter on the ground, less wobbly than it was before. Now onto these next 3. And obviously once I've done these 3, which will effectively, that one may be a bit difficult because that one has to be done together, because you may remember I've actually screwed these 2 boards here together, so that has to be done as one whole bed anyway. But once I've done this one and this one, I'll then move on to these areas. And this area, you may remember, a taller raised bed is coming from the plot we vacated. That will be here within about a month. So right now I'm going to get on and do these 3. This one will be a challenge. Good day again. This is another day, second part of this video of leveling the beds, the edge beds, and putting cardboard down. And it's pretty cold this morning, or it has been. We had a very heavy frost, well actually a pretty heavy frost, not very heavy, a pretty heavy frost last night, and quite a few things are pretty solid. So I'm glad that yesterday I got on and leveled the beds. The camera did run out, so I'm not quite sure exactly how much that we got, but I think we got the beginning of it, so you'll get the gist of exactly what happened. I'll take you over there now so that you can see how it's looking at the moment. Before we do, this is where I wash veg. You can see that that ice. Pretty thick for London. I did notice all of our water tubs were solid when I came around, but there we are. Anyway, let's go over there. It is a gloriously sunny day again today, though, as I say, much colder last night. Of course this sun will take it off, but I don't know, can you see the frost on the ground here? Though of course when we move over to the sun, it's already taken that frost away. Right, this is where I got up to. So all of these are pretty level. They're all of them, the base of all of the beds, bar one, I'll come on to that in a minute, are solid on the ground. So once we put cardboard underneath these and then the beds back on top, I'll be quite happy with how things are doing. Not quite sure what I'm going to do about the paths yet. And as you can see, I think you can see there is a slope here. This path bit here is the same level, but then goes down. Not quite sure what I'm going to do there yet. Right, the issue, you will see there is sunlight under this bed. Right, there is oddly a pipe that goes under here and it comes back up here. I'm not sure what it is. It's not a water pipe. We've got water pipes for the site run under there, but it's an old pipe here. It vanishes and then it comes back here and under this bed up here. And it literally is as narrow as this board. So where I've decided I want this bed is edged bed is exactly where the pipe is. So how am I going to remedy the fact that weeds may get in under here once the cardboard is down? What I'm going to do is in a few weeks time or month or so's time, when the cardboard has started rotting down, I'm going to put some slates. We have roofing slates, and I'm going to put roofing slates down the inside of this bed, and those roofing slates will go down into the ground. So that will give us a solid cut-off, if you like, under here. If I could take that pipe out, which I tried yesterday, I would do. But you know what? Sometimes things are just too much, and that was just too much for me. So all the other beds are fine. And today is the job of getting cardboard onto them. I'm going to do a bit of strimming, and clearly I need to remove this gooseberry and over here a rhubarb that I haven't removed yet. We've decided that these green shoots, sorry, let me come around here. These green shoots in here are garlic. So I'm going to dig them out of here, and I'm going to leave them here for the moment. As I said, I think yesterday, I'm concentrating on these beds because these are going to be our main growing areas this year. When I was on my way down this morning, I came across more cardboard, and I came across some really nice cardboard as well. So my next job is going to be removing all the tape from the cardboard. I think it's already had some sun damage because it's a bit broken up. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do now. And then in the shed over here, there's a whole load more cardboard. So I'm just going to get on with removing all of this tape from this cardboard now. And this cardboard actually is really nice cardboard. It's not thin, it's nice and thick, and will do well. What I'm hoping for, or what I will do, but it may take some time depending upon how much cardboard we have at the moment, is put 3 layers of cardboard underneath each of these beds. I'm going to remove that detritus of wood today as well. Came across various bricks and other bits of wood while I was doing this. Oh, and we have some banners, some sort of vinyl banners that were used. I think they might have been GlaxoSmithKline or something like that. So in the interim, I'm going to cover as much of this area with the vinyl banners as I can, just to suppress the growth. I'm also, once I've taken sorry about long shadows, the gooseberry out, I'm also going to just give this area in these beds and at the side of the beds a quick strim, because I brought my battery down for the strimmer. Right, first thing, cardboard. So all of these boxes have now had their tape removed. That's the amount of tape that came off them all. What I've also done is remove where there's staples. Can you see those staples by my finger there, my thumb? Where there's staples, those have been removed as well. These will all be going into general rubbish, and all of these beauties are going to go onto the beds. I have some smaller cardboard. In fact, some of these are really large. They're from boxes that sofas came in, so they're really sort of quite significant in size, which is going to be really useful. And then I also have much smaller pieces of cardboard which I will use to fill in gaps. because if we have a look here, I think this is a Amazon box. You can see there will be a gap. So where there is a gap, I will infill with smaller pieces of cardboard. So all of this cardboard is going to be used. This is only the cardboard that I had here initially. There, as I say, there's a whole load in the shed. What I've also done is trimmed all the beds, and I have also filled in the holes from the gooseberry and the rhubarb. So I noticed that there are sort of still a few. This one is the one that's going to have slate at the side of it. If we do end up, once the cardboard has gone away, there you can see there's just a little bit of sun coming through. If we do end up with having some spots like that, we're going to put slate down the side of it. But I'm pretty happy with how these are sitting at the moment. And I'm going to move this bed over, just tip it up on its sort of feet there. Well, not feet, because they're actually, these are like this so that hoses can go around them and they don't get trapped and drag over the bed. So they're to stop hoses dragging over the bed when I water. But I'm just going to tip this up that way. So this edge will be resting over there, and put cardboard down. As I say, I want 3 layers of cardboard ideally on each of these beds, but as I want to cover all of them today, if I can, if I've got enough cardboard, I'm going to put 1 layer down, may overlap quite a bit, 1 layer down on each bed, and then as I have more cardboard, I'll put it down in rotation, just keeping a note of how many layers they have. 3 or 4 layers ideally will keep all of these weeds down. One hopes, fingers crossed. So that's what I'm going to get on with now. I thought I'd removed all the staples, but I haven't. If you do see plastic or staples as you go along, remove it. Easier now than later. Okay, so that's a single layer of cardboard. As you can see, there's some sun coming in there. It's because this isn't completely flat and the cardboard is lifting parts of it off. I'm not going to worry about that. What I have done is put this piece of cardboard in because of these two flaps here, but effectively that is one bed covered, and what I'm calling this is a single layer of cardboard. Now you can see if I go over there, sorry about my shadow, you can see I've most probably used half of the cardboard for this one bed. Everyone always goes on about no dig being a challenge because of the compost. I think the cardboard is a big challenge too. But anyway, you'll notice I haven't worried too much about leveling this off. This, once it's wet, will have some compost on top of it from that bag there. And in fact, we've got various pots and things where compost was used to grow potatoes last year. So this is going to get maybe about an inch layer of compost. And again, what I'll do, as you know, I'm doing the cardboard in layers as we go along in sections. Single layer here, and then I will do double layer, triple layer compost. Double layer, triple layer compost, all the way down. So what I'm doing by putting the cardboard on is reducing the sunlight that is going to get through. And hopefully, even though this is more weedy than our last plot, hopefully that will significantly stop the weeds growing. 3 layers of cardboard certainly should do the job. You can also use, I understand it's been successful with Tony at his channel, and we'll put that up, the Little Farmer's Farm. He uses newspaper as well, and uses I think 4 or 5 sheets of newspaper instead of a single sheet of cardboard. So I'm going to get the rest of the cardboard out of the shed now and start doing these other beds, and let's see how far I get. Just one thing that I haven't said is I have overlapped. I mean, this bed actually edges directly into a level of soil here. Over this way, I've overlapped a few inches, and of course there's going to be another bed here which we will overlap a few inches too. So now I'm going to get on with the rest. You saw what I did with this one, so I won't film it, but I will show you how far we get up to. It's a few hours later now. The sun is really beginning to dip down. Fortunately, I've got 3 layers of good cardboard under this bed, so that's super. I think I will start adding compost to this one. There are 2 layers of compost in these next 2 beds, and then both of these end sets have got 1 layer of compost. And when I say a layer, you can see here that they are overlapping. The cardboard is overlapping. That is, even though they overlap, I'm counting that as a single layer, where on this one there are actually 3 layers of cardboard. So there's this top one, another one underneath, another one underneath, and as you can see, they overlap. Now what it has done, all of this cardboard, is really dry, which is amazing. It's been in one of my dilapidated sheds and is bone dry. What that means is that it's wobbly at the moment. Okay, I'm not worried about that. You might think, why did you level the beds, which I did yesterday, and then put cardboard down, and now your beds are wobbly? Why didn't you just put the cardboard down without leveling? Simply because once this gets wet, it will compact down, and I will end up with relatively level beds, which will be super. So yeah, I'm very pleased with what I've been able to do. What I have worked out is if I want 3 layers of cardboard on each of these beds, it will need almost 100 square meters of cardboard, which is quite a lot. Now there, as I say, you can particularly see over here the levels in this one have really gone wrong. That's because I haven't bashed it in this end and put it down. But once the cardboard does get wet, each of these is going to sink, and hopefully it's just going to be this bed that will put the slates in at the side. So there we are. That's these done. Whilst I'm here, I do have a couple of tubs of old potato compost, and that is going to go into this bed, which will mean hopefully that once the cardboard is damp, the worms will be enticed upwards and start making their way through the cardboard into the compost. So that's what I'm going to do now. So I've just popped 3 spent tubs of potato compost, or the compost that we use to grow potatoes, in here. That'll do. It'll just keep the compost down a bit, and will also start absorbing moisture so that the cardboard underneath starts getting nice and damp, so that we can have the beds leveled again. But yeah, I'm really pleased with what I've done. This isn't a job I enjoy, leveling edge beds. I'm sure there are people who enjoy it, but it's not one that I enjoy. I find it a bit of a chore, but you know what? If you spend time and do it as best you can at the beginning, then that's all good, isn't it? So this bed is now not going to move, well, other than set itself into the ground. So I have actually moved the bamboo canes that were at the edges away, because these others are going to have more cardboard added to them. I've left the bamboo edging markers in there. Haven't had time to put the banners in this area that I wanted to, but that will do another day. Still pondering this area. Do we move the polytunnel down, or do we leave it where it is and put another structure, or just leave it as it is this year? Yeah, I mean, we will cover it because it's going to be used as a growing area, whatever, so it will be covered somehow. I had I don't know if I've mentioned this, but I had a sort of eureka moment about this bed, which has been moved, and as you may know, it's going to actually move again right to the edge of this area here. It's going to move right up, and I was thinking, it's, even though it's pretty solid, it's also a bit rough and ready. And then I suddenly realized, instead of banging these into the ground, I can just turn it upside down and do exactly as I do with all the other edge beds. So this effectively will become the top. No, this will become the top. Here will become the bottom, and the bottom of these legs will become the top. So that's what I'm going to do, but that's definitely for another day. Yeah, pleased with how this is coming along. I could so easily have stayed at home and read a book and prevaricated about coming down yesterday and today. But I'm so glad that I have done this, because this is going to deliver us food this year, which is, of course, what's necessary. We don't have the plot down here anymore, so we have to grow here. And that's our other plot. So they are both together, and the mug is still on the pole. Anyway, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. We will be adding more cardboard. I can't say cardboard and compost today. We will be adding more cardboard and also compost. And I think the next video in this series is going to be sorting out the area beyond the edge beds and having more thought about this area here. So the next video will be sorting out this bed effectively. Okay, yeah, thank you very much for watching. If you do have any questions, please do ask in the comments below, and I will see you soon. Bye.